Hello all, myself Murshida Yasmin, Assistant Professor from SNS College of Physiotherapy. In this video, I'm going to talk about muscles of anterior compartment of thigh. The thigh of the human body has three compartments, anterior compartment, posterior compartment and medial compartment. So here I'm going to explain about the anterior compartment of thigh muscles. Let's get into the topic. To define about this anterior compartment of the thigh muscles, what are the structures present over the anterior compartment of the thigh? It is a quadriceps femoris muscle. So the group of four muscles together called as quadriceps femoris, which is located in the anterior compartment of thigh. It is a main extensor of the knee joint. So the muscle which is related to the knee joint, and it acts as a chief extensor of the knee joint. So what are the muscles consists of quadriceps femoris? It consists of rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and vastus intermedius. In this picture, you can clearly see the rectus femoris, vastus intermedius. Here is the vastus lateralis, which is laterally located, and vastus medialis, which is medially located. So, in between vastus lateralis and vastus medialis, there is an intermediate muscle, that is the vastus intermedius muscle, which lies beneath the rectus femoris. So, rectus femoris will be superficially present, and the vastus intermedius will be deep to the rectus femoris. To empathize how to study about this quadriceps muscle and what is the need to study about the quadriceps muscle. So in case of weak quadriceps muscle, it causes difficulty in walking, difficulty in extending the knee. The extending the knee is an important component in sit to stand. To do the activity of daily living from one place to another, we need to move. So that sit to stand is a basic need of every human being to stand from the sitting position to mobilize. So to accomplish that, quadriceps muscle strength is much needed to extend the knee in standing up. So difficulty in standing up, difficulty in walking, trouble in climbing stairs, and instability of the knee commonly seen in elderly and post-surgery patients. So in that case, strengthening of the quadriceps muscle is a key point in our physiotherapy role. So in such cases, we need to empathize about the quadriceps muscle presence and its strength. To ideate about this, quadriceps act as a powerful generator of the lower limb, power generator. Yes, it helps in propulsion during walking, running, and jumping. So, patella increases the efficiency of the muscle action. Here you can see the quadriceps muscle, and here also there is the patella located. So, it increases the efficiency of the muscle action by acting like a pulley. So, yes, it is located in the muscle end, but the muscle is not actually ending here. It is ending on the tibial tuberosity. So here there is a patella. So it acts as a pulley and it increases the efficiency of the quadriceps power. So it is essential for posture and balance. Yes, quadriceps muscle is essential to maintain the posture and also to establish a good balance during propulsion. So let's see where the quadriceps muscles, each of the muscles of quadriceps are getting originated. So rectus femoris, it is originating from anterior superior iliac spine. And vastus lateralis, it is originating from the greater trochanter and also the linea aspera. And the vastus medialis muscle, it is present in the intertrochanteric line. So greater trochanter and the lesser trochanter, intertrochanteric line, and also the linea aspera. Vastus intermedius, anterior shaft of the femur. Anterior shaft of the femur. So this diagram is useful to understand the origin of the all four muscles of the quadriceps femoris. So here you can see the ilium of the hip bone. Here is the anterior superior iliac spine. Coming to the femur, greater trochanter, lesser trochanter, and the linea aspera and the anterior shaft of the femur. So origin, here is the vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius. So all these are getting originated from here. All the muscles merge into the quadriceps tendon. So all four muscles you can see here, is merging in a single tendon, that is the quadriceps tendon, which is a strong tendon, and coming and attaching into a common point called the patella. The tibial tuberosity via patellar ligament. Patella and the tibial tuberosity. Here is the tibia. It is crossing the knee joint anteriorly and coming and getting attached in the tibia. That is the insertion. So in this picture, you can see the femur, and in this picture, you can see the bones covering the femur, and all the four muscles of the quadriceps are together and coming and attaching in the anterior compartment of the thigh in front of the knee joint. It's crossing the knee joint and it is attaching in the tibial tuberosity. Yes, functions. Why the quadriceps muscle is needed? What is its major function? Helps in knee extension, as I told, and the rectus femoris helps in hip flexion also. Yes, one of the muscle of quadriceps femoris is rectus femoris. It works in knee extension, also in the hip flexion, and it stabilizes the patella during walking. So this picture is somewhat different. As I told previously, sit to stand is a major task that is needed to raise from the chair and to move from one place to another. So from sitting down to raising the chair, the concentric control has to change into eccentric power to get up from the chair. So here, this picture is somewhat different in nature. So it shows the origin and insertion of the quadriceps muscle. Here, there is a quadriceps muscle and coming and attaching in front of the tibial tuberosity, and it's crossing the patella. Here, you can see the concentric contraction of it. So it's a primary knee extensor and also the hip flexor. So the knee is getting extended, but the hip, in case, it's getting flexed here. So summary of it roles: knee extension, hip flexion, rectus femoris, patellar stabilization, especially vastus medialis oblique. This muscle is stabilizing the patella, and the controlled deceleration is also happening with the help of quadriceps femoris. Summary, what and all we discussed in this few minutes is summarized here in a simplified functional summary. So the quadriceps is a power extension. It is needed for the kicking and raising, hip flexion, stepping forward, and a stability lock is needed to the terminal leg control. It is controlled completely by vastus medialis oblique. And a braking system, it acts as a braking system during descending of the stairs. Yes, that is controlled by eccentric action. So here there is a picture of the quadriceps femoris, rectus femoris muscle, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, and the patella from the origin to insertion. It acts in all these four ways: powerful extensor of the knee joint, and a hip flexor of the hip joint, and the stability lock, which happens at the terminal stage. It is done by the patella, and act as a braking system against the gravity. So that's all about a simple introduction and also a simple learning of the quadriceps muscle in anatomical way. So hope you all have understood about the basics of origin, insertion of all four muscles of the quadriceps and the primary functions of the quadriceps muscle. I'll catch you in some other video. Thank you.